Hi.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah,
We are live
hi.
today. Welcome today. Our topic is improve your flexibility through yoga.
Yes.
Hey, how's everyone? Monday. How's your Monday, Vanessa? Yeah.
Tuesday.
Oh yeah, today Tuesday. Oh yeah, I'm still thinking
It's
Monday.
the
Aiyo.
second day of Raya.
Yeah. I'm
So
still.
it's good that I get to rest. Just do some of the things that I like.
Mm.
Give me some minute. Let me share our life.
Sure. Vanessa do some setting. Then let me just introduce Vanessa again. So, as I know, Vanessa is a certified yoga therapist and she's a full-time yoga therapy instructors. And he focus more on those like therapeutic side, and he's also help people to correct the yoga posture, breathing techniques, mindfulness techniques according to individual culture as well. So, yep. So, welcome tonight, everyone. Hi, Crystal. Hi, good evening. So, welcome tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk about flexibilities, right? So, what we will have. Okay, so I guess let me share one slide first.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, let me just click share. Okay, let us look about the benefit. Okay, let's look at our first slide, the flexibilities of a benefit. So this information came from one of the book I read. It's called The Training Essay from Dr. Romanoff. This statement is actually came from Dr. Led J. Okay, so it's stated there. So one of the first thing is when you lack of when you have a flexibilities, right, you have to reduce your muscle stiffness and make your body feel more relaxed. So this is one of the benefit. So usually you feel sometimes of your muscle is very stiffness, very tight, right? So it might be your flexibilities not enough. Okay. So second is it helps you to have more coordinations. So all the sports actually require your coordinations. Okay. So without coordinations, you like limit yourself. Like you can't do a lot of like the hand don't coordinate your head, your legs, so whole body is like doing quite weird movement. Okay, so the third one will be increase your joy of range of motion. This one I always say one. So a lot of people they always do SMR, foam rollers, and trying to get more flexibilities so that they can perform a better range of motions. Okay, so this is the third one. The fourth benefit will be promoting the circulations. When you have a good flexibilities, the whole body the blood circulates, you feel much more better. Okay. The fifth one will be prevent injuries such as muscle strength, ligaments, springs, and shin splints. Okay. So these are the top 5 benefits of flexibilities. Okay. Okay. Next slide is Vanessa.
Yeah, maybe we can ask who is on the line who always feel that they are very stiff. Then they can help us to understand more what are the statistics of people that have stiffness. Maybe they can let us know by typing one, so we get to know if there are people that have the same problem.
Okay, guys, you guys can type the question below if you have
Yeah.
such questions. Okay, or issues.
Yeah, or some of you may realize that you are very prone to injuries and you don't really know why. So it could be also part of the flexibility issues. So if you are also one of those who is very easily get injured, maybe you just type 2. So type 1 if you feel that you're always very stiff, and then type 2 that if you feel that you are very prone to injuries. This can help us to understand more about the audience. Okay, maybe while waiting for the response, we can move on to how actually yoga can help. So most people know that yoga is about postures, right? So postures, yes, definitely, because it helps you to stretch the muscles. So in my class, I usually would tell the students, in this pose, what muscles you are working on. Are you stretching it, or are you toning it? So like this pose that it shows on the slide, this is to stretch your ITB and also at the same time your hamstring. At, and then it also improves the flexibility around your spine. Actually, this is a very good pose for people who have lower back pain and knee pain. See, if your knee is pain, it's because it's very tight at the back. So it's just pulling you at the back, then you may feel the knee pain. Those who are having knee pain, lower back pain, you can try this pose where the both knees are straightened and try to place, let's say your right leg is pointing outward, then you're going to place the left hand on the right foot or on the right shin for the less flexible people. You can start with placing the hands on the shin first before reaching to the ground. You feel that is a very nice stretch from the ITB. There is another thing called the sciatic nerve, a nerve that is connected from your lower back all the way to the front part or to the back part of your leg. A lot of people, they have this kind of pain if they sit too long, or in Chinese they call it 坐骨神经痛, sciatica. So people who have this kind of issues, they can slowly try to work on this by doing this. Okay, it's very tricky. If you're already in a very painful state, you better don't do this. This one, you can do it after you feel better about your pain. Then this is to maintain it, to stretch the nerves so that you don't get the reoccurrence. Okay, then we can move on to the next slide, Sam.
Okay.
This pose is very common in all the yoga classes. If you go to a class, you will see this pose, downward facing dog. There are a lot of benefit of this. It's just that we don't, there's like, why most of the life also showing this pose? Because it's really relevant. Okay, let me explain. You see the leg is stretched, you see the calf is being stretched like this. So it's improved the flexibility of your hamstring, that's definitely. And do you know, if you have plantar fasciitis, it helps you to stretch the Achilles tendons. You can see at the back of the heel, that part is stretched. So if your calf and the Achilles tendons is stretched, then it helps you to ease on your plantar fasciitis pain. So this pose is improve flexibility of your hamstring and your Achilles tendons. And then the hand goes out. It actually push the body away from the mat. Then your spine is also lengthened. So it is also very good for people who have slip disc, people who have scoliosis, and back pain. You see, in one pose, there are so many benefits. Oh, I haven't even mentioned it's an anti-aging pose. So help you to protect your heart from heart disease like cardiovascular arrest or stroke. Because you see, you are against the gravity. The heart does not have to pump so hard to bring the blood to your head, because it goes easier, so it goes easy on your heart. Of course, then you bring the oxygenated blood to your head, your complexion will improve if you do this more. So if you just want to talk about one benefit of one pose, it's going to be very long. So it's actually it's the repetition of most of the poses. It just depends on today you want to focus on which part. Let's say today we are focused on flexibility. It's improve your flexibility of your hamstring and Achilles tendons. Okay, we will move on to the next slide. Okay, this one you can see is a really big hip opening. So this pose is improve the flexibility of the hip joint. Flexibility of the hip joint is essential, especially for people who run, because your stride length will be bigger and lighter, right? If you're not flexible, it's very hard for you to even lift your legs up from the hip. Oh, this one, it might be a little advanced for certain people. So you can, instead of place the elbow on the mat, you can just place the palms on the mat. Start slow first by placing the palm. Only when you are more comfortable, then place the elbow down. It's quite a deep hip opening pose. So then we will move on. I think that's all for today. For the poses that I can explain, yeah.
Okay, let's see if there's any question or not. So let me just stop share screen. Okay, guys, if you have any question, please ask from here. I will happy to see what can we. Hi, Chong.
Oh yeah, I see.
Crystal. Okay. Very relaxed on my back after Maria.
Yeah.
Is it your student? Oh, which one? Crystal, you mentioned about which pose is more relaxed? The first, second, or third? First, second, or third? The second one. Oh, okay. Crystal mentioned about the second one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That one,
okay.
it really helps to relax the back also.
Okay. The second pose, yes. Correct. Yeah.
Nice.
True.
Yeah.
So there's Chinese always say one word also. Your joy as old as equal to your age. So if let's say you're good. Okay, there's the question here. How many minutes I need to perform for each pose?
Just 30 seconds.
30
can they like do pose,
can they like do over or do less? What's the difference between over 30 and less 30 and exact 30? I mean, do they have any like restrict? Do not do more than 30 seconds.
The recommendation is 30. Of course, if you want to do longer, it's okay. But it's just that in yoga practice, it is standard 30 seconds because we want you to do more repetition. You just don't do one time. You do right leg 30 seconds, left leg 30 seconds, one set, and then two set, right leg, left leg, and then third set, right leg, left leg. So by the time you did the third set, then you find it's easier and you're more familiar with it. Sometimes this is a new pose. The first set, you don't do it right. Our body needs time to adapt to the new movement. So the body will be very confused. What do you want me to do? So I'm not sure what you want me to do. So second, okay, I'm getting better. I know you want me to do this. And then the third one, you finally got it right. That's why usually in the class, I will always repeat 3 times, right leg and left leg. And each time is about 30 seconds.
Okay, good. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to ask here. If not, I'm just going to show another slide. Just now we show about the benefit of flexibilities. So now I'm going to show about what happens if you lack of flexibilities. Okay. Share screen. Okay. Okay. If let's say your lack of flexibilities, so you have 4 things will happen. First thing first is your muscle imbalance. Or warm up, when you do some light stretching, we call light stretching. So you found out that one leg can do better range of motion, one leg cannot. So this may happen, you imbalance muscles. Okay. So second will be neurologically injuries, which is it will cause you injury as well. And of course, if you lack of flexibility, the third one will be effect of aging. It means you can see people who have good flexibilities, it doesn't matter how aging they are, but they look very young, right? When they can do a lot of range of motions. Okay, so prior to ready to grow your age, your youth as well. Okay, so these are the 4 benefits of lack of lack of flexibilities. Okay, so remember, so if you have a good flexibilities, this will overcome it. Okay.
I want to add one thing there. There also saying that how flexible your spine is, that is how young your body age. Let's say if your spine is flexible, your body age is young. If you're inflexible, your body age is old. Let's say when your palm can touch the floor, you are 25 years old. If your palm is not touching the floor when you're standing up, like when you stand up and you bend forward, if your hand is not touching the floor, if you're touching the shin, or then you're like, I don't know, I forgot the number. It's like you're 45. If your hand can reach your thigh, you're like 65. There was a diagram. I don't really remember exactly the age, but really, if you're standing and you bend forward, if you can touch the toes or touch the floor, that is 25 years old of body age. That is what one of the research show. I should have just shown you earlier. So it's very important.
I think people who have kids at home, right? You notice that when kids, right, when they lay on the floor, right, they open the hip, right, it's so like relaxed. It's like okay,
so easy,
it's like touch the ground, right? It's like
yes,
almost died already. So they are like the full body. It's like 90 degrees. The leg like this, the leg. They like touch
the leg like this.
Yeah, it's so flexy.
No problem.
The kids is so flexy because why? And people who practice as a movement for flexibilities, right? They also overcome the fear because when we're getting older and older, right? We have the fear like, hey, we don't do this movement. We kind of fear, then we don't do. And getting longer and longer, you start to be fear. I think if you practice more on flexibilities, the book also got mentioned that it helps you to overcome the fear as well. So when you have more confidence, you start to tend to relax a bit, then you can do some of the posture. It's just like people join the yoga class, why they are getting more flexy and a lot of movement they can do. I think through a lot of practice, right, they build up confidence. This is the first thing. Second, I think their body start to adapt the flexibility as well. So yeah.
My personal experience, maybe also Sam, you also don't know, I am a black belt, second dan in karate, and I have been 8 years in karate. And
okay, don't mess with girl. Okay? Don't mess with girl. Don't mess with girl.
When I do the split, it's always like about 1 feet above the ground. I can never get down. 8 years of karate practice, I don't get to the ground. And after a few months, I started yoga. I can just go down straight to the full split without me even realize it. I say, oh, okay, I just did it. You know, it's so amazing that how just a few months of yoga practice, I can improve my flexibility so much. Just by, I mean, it's much less impact than being in a martial art, right? But martial art is very strong. It's like a lot of contraction. So it's very hard to do the split. But when it comes to yoga, few months, then I was like, okay, I did it. So and that's why I was like, okay, I'm switching.
Switching already. So you no longer practice karate anymore?
No, I don't really practice anymore. But I think the reflection is still there. If people want to attack me, maybe I still can defend myself. It's just that I focus more on yoga now.
The soft skills part, which is the yoga and the full-time job.
Yeah, it's full-time now. So I don't have time for that.
Okay, there's some opinions I read about some of the books that so far there's nothing, there's no standard measurements to measure how flexible you are because it's still, there's nothing you can measure. But people can usually can measure those like a range of motion. I think those for fitness class one, right? They have your leg can you raise 90 degrees? Can your toe touch the wall? And your knee touch the wall? Those kind of measurement. I think that one is more on range of motion. But flexibility sometimes we don't know. How much do we need? How is it enough for us or not? So what we cannot measure. This is the lack of things, the technology. But I think sooner or later maybe people will come out some diagram or you can measure from that. Yeah, but I want to say something is this movement it's more like cool down things. So usually we measure about flex because flexibility there's a lot of parts. There's a joint, there's a ligament, there's a muscles. The most difficult part is the muscles because you never know muscles is too complex. So I always don't want to mention muscles things because too complex. So I always mention that flex is good for your muscles, good for your ligaments, good for your joint. That's all. So instead of we go into too deep, right? Then it will be too complex already. Joanne. Yeah, cool. Okay, so if you guys have any questions regarding about flexibilities, feel free to ask here. I think Vanessa and me will try to answer most of the questions. Question for you guys. Since you guys don't ask questions, let me ask question. Do you guys practice flexibilities exercise? Any one of you? No matter you're runners or you do yoga or you do other sports. I think for people who do those like gymnastic, right? I think they need a because their movement is so intense, right? They need a very high range of motions. So they do a lot of stretching from there. So that is different type. They even spend most of the time doing stretching, range of motion things from there. Versus us, like I always do the flexibility exercise, then the user say, oh, 10 minutes is like 10 hours like this. So tired. I say, yeah, because you don't always do. When you always do, right, you feel very relaxed and very nothing. Just like that. Very nothing. Okay. So yeah, very tense. I would say most of the user very tense.
But most of us, because here's the thing, is our lifestyle. We sit most of the time, right? We sit in the car. Okay, time we sit in the car, we sit in the office, or sit in the couch. When you sit down, your which muscle is contracting? Your hamstring, right?
Yeah.
Your hamstring is contracting. So if your muscle is always this length, it will remember you only want me to be this length.
Yeah.
And that is not healthy. The healthy muscle, it has to be expand and contract, and also at the natural length. So when we are sitting, most of the time our contraction. That's why we become stiff. That's why we need the opposite of it, which is stretch, which we show in the slide just now, the second pose. It's a very nice long stretch for the whole leg.
I see. Okay, good. Okay, again, you don't use it, you lose it. Okay, guys, if you don't you don't do the flexibilities exercise, right? So you're gonna lose it. So when you don't have a range of motion, no matter what sports you play, right, you're gonna have a limit from there, and you might even cause you for injury as well because you have a shorter range of motions. You try to overperform it because your body not used to it or not open it, then you might get yourself injured as well. Okay.
The important thing is don't get ourselves injured if we don't have the good flexibility. And actually you can incorporate the flexibility stretch in your daily life. Like you can sit with your leg forward, stretch out, and if you're doing something, watching TV, you can just do a forward bend stretching, or I don't know, when you're at the counter, you can just raise one leg and place on the counter when you're doing something. So this thing can be incorporated in your daily life. You just need to find a way to do it.
Yeah, make it as a habit. I mean, just like training, you're running, you do yoga, you cooking. I mean, it's make it as a habit. So when you create the habit, right, it becomes so like it's like a new norm. Just like now we adapt the MCO or EMCOs, new norms. So it's like building a new habit. This is a good habit, right? So it's good for you. People who sit too long will tend to have a lot of issue come up. Not only for exercise. I noticed that a lot of people that get injury is not because they do exercise, it's because of the daily day activities. Just like you say, sit too long, right? Especially it's big for the hip. And yeah, if you can, every 1 hour, start to move around. So he worked in a tech company, sport tech company. So he talked about very hard to put the mindset to the people who do exercise. They tell them that, do we have such a things like every day I move 5 to 10 minutes, I get healthier? Do you believe that such thing? Let's say every day you do 5 to 10 minutes things, any movement, but you get very healthy. Or maybe weight loss or something. Very tough, right?
Maybe not weight loss, but a little bit of flexibility maybe, or little bit of heart rate. I don't know what kind of things that they do, like let's say they choose to walk stairs instead of taking the lift, then maybe yes.
No, they're not even doing exercise, they just go toilet only.
I don't think so.
So basically, yes, every 1 hour you move around, you have a minor risk of getting a disease. That's all. But from there, so every 1 hour, make it as a habit. Just walk around, go drink water, go toilets, or yeah. But at least every days you schedule 15 to 30 minutes to do some light exercise. So from there, I think you can get better from there. Yeah. Funny, right? So we try to educate people that hey, exercise is good, but people trying to tell us like, do you have something like 5-10 minutes a day can make me stronger, healthier, or weight loss?
Actually, there is Sam. Like in yoga, right? We have this set of warm up called the sun salutation. It's actually about 5 minutes. That is what I do in the morning when I get up. It's just a set of posture flowing from one to another one. So once you finish one set, right, you can feel the body is starting to get warm. That when your muscle is supple and warm, then it's easier to stretch. And also the heartbeat is faster. So if you only have 5 minutes and you want to be healthy, there is one set of this yoga warm-up postures called the sun salutation can help. I always recommend to my students who is working in the morning, like they are rushing, I say you just give 5 minutes to yourself to do a set of this, then you will be very refreshed. The whole body is energized.
Is it the day you sent to me that one? Is it similar?
Did I
send to me one? The day we practice in the upper physio one. Is it that one?
Yes.
Yeah, I do practice in the morning sometimes. So I think, oh, yeah, really whole body. 5 minutes only, you will feel the difference. The whole body is like, very flex already. So that movement.
It gives you the energy to start the day. It's very refreshing also. I like to do this if I don't have enough time to do a lot of other practices.
I also noticed when I watch back some of the documentary, right, in Kenya or Ethiopia, right, some of the runners, elite runners, in the morning before they warm up, they also do the similar warm up, like you mentioned that one. But I think it's a similar things. It's a similar things. They use for 5-10 minutes, like do something like that to warm up themselves because they woke up very early.
Yeah, well, muscle has to be warm and supple. Then only you can do more things. You know, if you like get up in the morning. Okay, do you all know, the audience, that you realize when you first got up, you feel like you're very stiff. You know why? All of us did. Because we have this thing called the anti-inflammation agent kicks in when you sleep at night. So all of us get up will definitely be stiff. So when you do a set of this sun salutation, it's kind of like wake up the whole body system, wake up all your cells, and then after this, you take a shower, you are like full of energy for the rest of the day.
Recharge yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
Sam,
Ellen.
you have a question?
Ellen, yeah, I think Ellen tried to ask about where is the video? The video should be the one you mentioned, right? What's the name?
Yeah. Sun salutation. That one is in your WhatsApp.
Oh, okay. It's not a video, it's in my WhatsApp. The one I mentioned, the video is the Kenya's champion or something. You try to search YouTube O'Connor Kenya training camp or something. So inside there's a very short 5 to 10 second people do the warm up. Like you mentioned one, the one. Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
Maybe share to him. I also want to know.
Okay, maybe I share the link here. Yeah, good. Yeah. Okay, so due to respect all of you guys the time, because we only do half-hour Facebook Live. So if you guys want to know more about Coach Vanessa's about the posture and the yoga sets, right? I can share you this link. You can join this program now. So it will be from there you will learn more about it. Share. Oops. Okay, so basically this is one of the program we roll out from RFA. So it's encourage people to stay home, do workout, don't go outside, too many people crowded. It's called Get Fit 30 Days. So HIIT training, hip hop tabata, strength training and running drills. And it only costs you about $59.90 for 1 month. You can enjoy the 56 classes, unlimited access. It's about less than $1.10 the classes. If you're more interested to know more about it, you can scan the barcode to join the classes. So the benefit, you can improve your heart and lung conditions, increase your aerobic fitness and also your coordination, agilities, and flexibility. See the last one, flexibilities. Okay, cool. This is Coach Vanessa. Okay, guys. So if you have further questions, you can feel free to ask here. We help to answer. If no, we're gonna say good night. 10 p.m. Okay. So again, doing exercise is a habit. So you need to build a habit. Doing a flexibilities exercise also is a habit. So you need to build a habit. So every day, maybe when you're watching a Netflix, it's time you can do such of exercise with your kids or with yourself. I think it's not a very intense one. I think flexibility you should for also. I think take you about 5 minutes. 5 minutes, I think you scroll the Facebook, I think also half hour gone already.
Yeah.
Right? So I guess 5 minutes is really nothing to you. Okay. So especially now, I think most of the time you stay at home. I think you work from home. I think most of people still work from home. I think only amount of people go outside to work. Okay. So thank you very much, you guys. You have time, stay back with us. Hope to see you guys tomorrow again. So tomorrow we're gonna talk about I have another topic, but that one is more Mandarin. Let's talk about how to prevent injury from running. Okay, so if you want to hear from Mandarin versions, tomorrow will be 9:30, same channel. Okay, guys, goodbye, good night.
Bye.